All right, we're back. Just great time this week on this weekly, man. So many different ways to play, so many different ways to win. If I'm being honest, I think you can run a little mouse out there to feed a beetle. And I'll be a huge organism. I said organism, Google. Don't try to get me twisted up here. Thank God. Thank God. Mathematically equal teams. Although I had more stats at the end, so I count that as a win with an asterisk. I'm going to take one of these. That doesn't... No, we should have ate first if we were going to buy this. In my opinion, I think you can still buy this. You roll. We freeze. We probably just buy it. And then we run in a little anti-pig at the front. I think we did that wrong, but still acceptably. Because the whole point of the play now... I have no idea. I'm too lazy to do the math right now. I think we lose by a little. Yeah. The whole point now is we're going to get a good unit rate here. Mission frickin' failed. We're going to level. Freeze. Roll. Feed me, sell me, buy me. Now, all of a sudden, when this wasp actually gets some support, it's not going to be that bad. And we give it a croissant, although, to be honest with you, like giving it, like meat would be more useful immediately, but to give it a croissant actually gives us a chance for this wasp to sort of go off starting from maybe turn 5. There's a little optimism there, just to be as open and frank with you as possible. There's maybe a little optimism that this is going to get us there, but I think this is like a wasp with the biggest head start that I've seen in a long time. So why don't we take you out here? You are level 2. I got to think about this next move. So we have a level 3 version of you, if we want it. I think, to be honest, I actually like, and it's a little unusual, I think I like this, and I think I like this, and I think I like this. This gives us an apple we can feed to a wasp to help it get a little bit more off the ground. I know we're not buying like the traditional foods, but this wasp is about to be a 6/6. But and this is like, you got to really focus on the bright side. It's going to be a 6/6 with considerable mid to late game upside. So we need to find a way to stabilize. Well, it's actually not that bad. Seven life here is not that bad. We need to find a way to get ourselves there, and that's amazing. So the wasp is self-scaling. Maybe we want a lollipop at some point. I think, if you'll allow me, you have to purchase a wasp. You have to roll. You have to sell your mouse. Feed your beetle. Buy a 410 hippo. Let's place that in the number 2 position. I don't love any of these units that much. We don't have to level you up on this turn, but obviously we do want to level you up in the future. For now, obviously at some point we're going to want a hippo with garlic. I think for now, giving our best unit garlic makes more sense. But we'll put a lot of effort in giving you... And we probably should have frozen the lollipop too, to be honest with you, but whatever. We're here now. That's big. To not lose this round while we're still stabilizing the squad feels great. I don't know if we need a level 3 wasp. What I do know is that you're going to be an 18-8 next. Let's put you on the team for now. And we got to get rid of you at some point as well. I guess like if I combined you, you would become a 28 instead. And then we'd lose the 2-2, but so what? We'd probably be thrilled to have it. Well, we'd probably be thrilled to have a 22-9 instead of a 19.8 or something like that. I'm too lazy to do the math, just being fully transparent with you. We're gonna have to ride the lightning on this one. Like, it's gonna be close, but... Now, I think we probably want to give you the next lollipop available. To be straight up, I think you could sell this mosquito, and you could run 2 anteaters in front of a wasp. We're looking for scaling predominantly... If I may be so bold, I still think the scaling should come for the hippo. The wasp really only needs like a lollipop and then maybe some melon armor to go to the moon, or maybe even like a steak. I don't know yet. I don't have it fully figured out. This seems fine. What we want to avoid is our anteaters getting eaten by a hippo. But the thing is, if our hippo's in front, in theory, you do have to do this. The health is more valuable. In theory, and you're about to be a 2024, you know what? You need garlic. More than you need a croissant. You need garlic. And now I'm like, you should be at the frickin' front. And maybe like you can benefit the most from the anteaters, because we still want the hippo. We want our hippo to be in front so our hippo can hopefully beat their hippo if our wasp doesn't beat their hippo. Because if their hippo gets to eat our anteaters, it's over for us. We might even want our hippo at the front. I haven't fully figured it out yet, okay? What are you an anteater spawner, you piece? You are. I don't know if we're getting past this dog. But if I'm being straight up with you, a dog is like... I mean, if somebody gets one, they're going to the moon anyway. So, like, I wouldn't be that disappointed you couldn't stop them. You missed your chance in the shop. It's not your fault. I still stand by this. You're a 2024. That's beautiful. I'm going to combine you. I'm going to buy you. I'm still going to buff the hippo instead, even though it's only a level 1. I've seen what a hippo can do for others, and I want it for myself. Nobody needs it. I would run... I would run this. And hope that you run a good chance of getting sniped. And actually, I think the lionfish might beat this. But I think, although you run a good chance of being sniped, I feel like even with a snipe, we can still... survive. I am regretting what I just said. I am not regretting what I just said. I'm standing by what I just said, because things went as bad as they could possibly go, and we still won. I thought you were about to... you don't need to level. Although, I am spending 3 gold for 10 attack, which is pretty good. But I genuinely think that it's more important the hippo gets to level 2. I could be very wrong, for the record. I'm just doing what feels best. The only reason I'm keeping this level 3 dream alive is if we get a lollipop, we would love a 2440 that eventually becomes a 4840. Like, does that check out? Does that make any sense? Okay, you got me. You got me on this one. You had a superior team. I think you can do it and look for a lollipop. You do need a melon. And honestly, why don't we give you a melon as well? That's probably the best we could have hoped for. This is still this is a good team. Death touch, kind of a pain in the you-know-what. But, oh no! You had just enough damage to make your death touch actually work. Okay. I honestly, if I'm being real with you, I'm not blaming the shop on that one. I think that maybe we just didn't put things in the right order. I think maybe if we put our wasp at the front, we do better there. And maybe I just sort of like, maybe I screwed myself out of that one. Be a purple fungi. Don't breathe this. Hold on, is this allowed? Is this allowed? You did anti-pig strats? What the heck? Now I gotta start thinking about the game theory, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. We'll probably take a duck. We'll definitely take a duck. Forget a mosquito. Anti-pig. We're going to run a little anti-pig, and we're going to put our strong units at the back temporarily. Dream setup. Get a peach. Level up your beetle. Get a dog. You're off to the races. Look at that. Never a doubt in my mind. Early dog with some HP scaling. You gotta look. Early sheep. Early camel. Camel can scale. Would I sell a 4-5 to give our camel more scaling? Yep. Yes, I would. Take one of these. Take one of these. No more anti-pigs required. Is this a bit of an insane team? Some people might suggest that. It's been suggested that there's some insanity on this team. On the other hand, one of the best 3 squads I've ever seen in my life. Did you see this? What if we just fed a camel? What if we gave you 2 stat points? What if we gave you 2 stat points? What if we embrace that you give 2 stat points? You gave it to the right unit. I respect and appreciate you. I don't know if I like any... Well, we're about to get new foods. Tier 3 foods. Garlics. But you really need... I mean, maybe not a croissant. You could probably need meat more than anything else. I'm not worried about you getting to level 3. I think we should be worried about making sure that you aren't you in a little bit. Like, we get a better unit. Okay, this is horrible. It really couldn't have gone any worse. Very strong scaling on the enemy team, fair enough. Strong duck. We'll take a tamarin because we can't be too picky. We'll definitely take a camel. I mean, you're 1-1, but do I want you to be 1-1? Not really. I want garlic. I'm actually going to sell our 1-2, and I'm just going to give you a cupcake. You could run a dog here. By the way, with 2 dogs here, you could run a dog here, but where's the fun in that? I feel like we had our dog run. We got like 9 wins, and I was like, that sated me for a while. Now I think we can get a little bit more freaky with it. And the squad is working. It just feels very stressful to run. You need the garlic. Okay. You also need some attack. I don't know where that's going to come from. Honestly, at this stage of my life, sure, maybe a 2 gold apple. A giraffe is scaling. That's something we were interested in. It's a little late. Now our tamarin, actually all of our units except for our camel, we don't really care for. Not exactly a great sign. But our camel is doing enough for us to carry the rest of the squad. The tamarin's going to sell as a 1-2 buff or something else. That's not that meaningful, obviously. You could probably talk about making a moose work. It's early enough that I'm like I'm not going to sell our tamarin into the moose, I think, but I would like... I expect the moose is going to be a giraffe for like a minute here. Yes. Because it's giving a 1-1 buff behind. But, I mean, dare I say that 2 giraffes is like not that bad? And I haven't decided on the camel yet. Or, sorry, on the caterpillar. I'm undecided presently. Level 2 camel. Don't forget about your level 2 camel. That's a positive for us. That's something you can take to the bank. It's helping. We're statting it up. It has garlic. There's no death touch yet. I mean, I think we love this. I think we love to keep a tier 3 around. Just so that we can make sure we're getting a nice buff off the moose. Am I keeping my whole shop frozen for this? Yeah, pretty much. I would then say, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. I probably wouldn't sell a tamarin for a rooster at this stage of my life, and maybe that's my own personal problem, but I kept the rooster around just in case, I suppose, even though I said I was not going to do it. We've changed, our opinion clearly was not the same as the actual result that we ended up imparting upon this. And yet somehow this team is eking out win after win. We're up to 7 already. I think it's too late for a hippo to really... You need the hippo to show up on a level up. We could definitely sell you and pop you onto the squad. None of this interests me. We're keeping you around for the moose. This is all fine. I actually would like unfreeze, unfreeze, unfreeze. Sell tamarin. We're going to end this turn with excess gold. I'm sorry to tell you that. Sell beetle. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Where the heck does the anteater go? Because you need... What is the giraffe going to do then? Like, you need... You don't really want an anteater at the back. Even though it always just gives its buffs to other ants anyway. Interesting. Maybe... Oh, no, because we definitely want you to buff you. I think you accept wasting one ant. And you run this nightmare squad. And you pray that you never run in... That you don't run into a hippo before you can fix the order. No hippos, no hippos, no hippos! Unfortunately, they have the most incredible death touch that you're ever going to see in your entire life. Were it not for the death touch, I actually think we come out ahead there, so I'm not going to cry about it. That's just... That's how she goes sometimes. What is this squad? What are we doing? We're freezing tier 5s and not buying sushi. We're buying a moose because it's important. We're probably accepting a permanent 1/1 buff and rolling and freezing and freezing. And then, so this is an unusual play. We're going to sell the snail and run a useless seagull at the front to generate an extra 2/2 buff for a camel. Or, if you were not going to be stupid, you could instead just buy the cow, accept your 3/3 buff, and then give the free milk to the camel instead. That seems to make a little bit more sense. It also allows you to do this. But then I'm like, nah, man. You know you know what the play is now? You need your camel to be close to the front. So guess what? We're creating the super cow. No, we should at least take the extra stats and then set it up with a cow at the back. And honestly, I think I think you guys are useful enough as units, but I also think you're very useful with our moose here. But 129.45 with a little upside is not going to win you the game. We obviously need more. It is getting us to 8 wins right now, which is kind of like better than I would have ever expected this would work for us, but to get to 10, we need a little push. And it could be lionfish, honestly, because lionfish, especially at level 2, lionfish would beat death touch. We gotta freeze you. A steak could be great, but you're gone, and you're probably gone too. So we're temporarily prioritizing moose buff. A 4 I would leave for sure. And to be honest with you, I'm like, there's a couple of ways to play this. I think you sell an anteater. You could get a moose and then have the moose pass a 4/4 back. But we'd be passing it back like to a lionfish because we really don't care about our giraffe getting buffed. Or you could sell it. Okay, I think I found the play. I think you sell your giraffe because you don't care about the 1/1 buff. And instead, you embrace. And honestly, just look for chocolate. I would keep all this frozen. I might get rid of the tier 5. No, because we want to keep a cow. Yeah, okay, I think that's fine. And now we could actually run you at the front, but I am still worried about a hippo. I think camel needs to be close to the front. But a level 2 lionfish protects us from death touch, which I think is the scariest thing for a camel that has this much stat associated with it right now. But I feel like right now this is one of those runs where people are screaming at the screen, and yet things keep working out for me. And I apologize for you. I'm sure that's got to be infuriating, but it feels amazing to be on the other end of it. I feel very intelligent right now for the first time in my life. Now I feel like this is very nice, but it's going to take a while to scale, but okay. I feel like this is a gimme. And then we don't really need to stat you too much anymore. Like, it's weird, because a Stegosaurus, honestly, I don't know, because we don't want the lionfish to be that far up. I guess we're going to buy a Stegosaurus and start statting the crap out of it. Because you're going to be overkilled soon, but I don't want to give your stats to anybody else. I would probably freeze you. Please be higher than a 2. Higher than a 2? Okay, it's a 3. I'm not going to cry over a 3. Insane overkill on the stats here, but we only have one good unit. So what do you want from me? Override the melon with the lionfish, huge plays. I still don't know if we're making it, but I'm not feeling too bad. Please, no big eagles. It's a draw. Okay. We got some work to do, because the squad is a little screwed up. I don't really want a level 2 anteater. But it is the path of least resistance. I actually, with God as my witness, I feel like a level 3 lionfish is the best chance. I know as well that our dream is, thank you, to have this unit be statting something valuable. Unfortunately, a leopard doesn't really make sense, because the leopard... No, a leopard makes a little sense. Okay, never mind. Buy a leopard, give it the buff. It's going to get a little over-healed off of the moose here, but the leopard's also going to get a decent amount of support from the moose here. We just sent out a 29-23 leopard instead of wasting a bunch of stats on the camel just to prove that we know how to do it. Have I been vindicated? My vindication? My vindication? Holy cow. Well, that felt incredible. Again, a bit unusual, but dude, the camel got us there. We rode it. It took us where we needed to go. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.